I've got that sinking feeling. It's too much, right? So, but the sinking feeling is this is the last video in finance, mathematics, and a sinking fund. So, what this is about is you buy an asset, you know that it's going to lose money over time, or it's going to be worth less and less, and you are going to want to replace it. So, in this example, you're buying a truck, it's worth a whole lot of money to start with, it slowly but surely loses money. You sell it after 5 years' time, and you want to replace it with the upgraded model. So, how much money should you put in now so that it can earn interest at the same time to buy that new truck? Okay, so let's run through this. Companies just bought a new truck they need to replace in 5 years' time. Cost of the new truck was 450,000 Rand. Assume that the truck depreciates on a reducing balance at 20% per annum. And that inflation remains, so I'm going to come out, inflation remains constant at 6.5% per annum for the next 5 years. Okay, given that the company will be able to sell the old truck at its book value, so nothing about, hey, somebody comes along and offers a whole lot more, or it's only worth less. How much money as a once-off deposit should be invested in a sinking fund with interest calculator 13% per annum compounded monthly, so that all of this can happen over our last but is 5 years. That's all we've got. And so let's see, and let's work through this step by step. So to start with, the truck's worth 450,000 Rand, and it reduces. So the old truck, how much is it going to be worth in 5 years' time? Well, our future value is 450,000, and it's going along at reducing balance, so we know it's at 1 minus I to the power of n, and it's 20% per annum, 0.2, it's just per annum, then over 12s or over something like that for 5 years. So its old value is going to be 147,456,00. Now, here's a little tip that I like, and that is in our calculator, we already say, I want to store that in A in case I need it somewhere. So I want to go, we put in our 450, 1, 2, 3, we went 1 minus 0.2 to the power of 5. Syntax error, excellent. 450, 1, 2, 3 times 1 minus 0.2 to the power of 5. Okay, there's our value. I'm going to shift store that in A already, in case we need it later. Okay, let's put that away for now. Next up, the inflation rate remains. So now we can see how much would a new truck cost. So our new truck would cost A equals, well, inflation, remember, is just like investing money. So this 450,000, that's how much the truck costs now. If it kept on kind of growing, it would be 1 plus inflation rate is 6.5, we're going to guess at 0,065, and we're doing that for 5 years. Inflation, remember, is just per annum, it's just annual. So we put that in our calculator, and we go, this 450,000 times 1 plus 0,065. Oh, I think that's what I missed last time. To the power of 5 gives us 616. 538,998. It's actually, 99. Well, wait, that's not right. 99, so that should be rounded off. So this one here could be 900. Okay, but we're going to store that just in case, because I know we're going to need it later. So I'm going to shift store that in B. Great stuff. Now, how much money do we need? Well, the amount of money we need, so I'm going to say required. Guess I could have just said need. Required is basically this amount minus, or this amount minus this amount. So we're going to need 616 to buy the new one. Old one we're going to sell for 147. So we're going to be 616. But now I'm going to kind of just cheat and say, well, we know this is just B minus A. Luckily it's in our calculator. Luckily it's in our calculator. So we stored that other one in B. So we can just go alpha B minus alpha A. Alpha, where's A? A. Alpha A. And there's our answer. Said, just so you don't have to punch all those numbers in again, I reckon that was worth it. 469,082,99. Well, so 3,00. But I want to store that in C. Shift store C. Sure, we're going to need that amount of money. At some stage, we're going to need it. So how much are we going to have to put into our sinking fund? So for our sinking, we've got A equals P 1 plus I to the N. Let's see what we know. Accumulated, we know it needs to accumulate to this number. 469,083. We don't know how much we need to put in. 1 plus 13% compounded monthly. Monthly 0,13. What is it? 5 years, so 60. Okay, so for P, we just need to divide both sides by this. So for P equals divide both sides by 1 plus 0,13 over 12 to the 60. What we do on one side, we do on the other side of our equation, 60. So this bit here, this was C though. So we can just go, alpha C. I don't feel like typing it all out again. And we've kept it without any rounding off. So C divided by 1 plus 0,13 over 12 to the power of 60. This definitely looks a bit more useful than that whole long number. Equals 245 740,31. Now if you round it off along the way, you might be out by a cent or two. It's nice, we didn't round off at all because we stored it all. Shift, store, D. That's how easy it is to store into a variable. I think it's worthwhile doing. So I've done that, and that's the end. Okay, so that's that. Goodbye.